What's up, guys? I'm up early, so I figured why not knock out another section of the CD collection. We're still on the C's, but don't you worry, we're making some hefty progress in this video. We are moving from the CR section all the way to still being in the CR section. But let's just get right into it. First up, I have some doom metal out of Portland, Oregon. Uh, Thankful to Ryan over at Metal Viking 82. He was the one that introduced me to this. This is a Crimson Altar. Let me try that again. Crimson Altar with their release entitled The Dwelling. I believe this is their only full length. I could be wrong on that. Kind of occult style doom metal. Has that almost occult rock mix in with the doom metal. Pretty solid stuff here. So thank you, Ryan, for introducing me to that. I really do dig that. I'm sorry if you can hear the fish going crazy in the aquarium behind me. I just fed it, so if you hear some splashing around, that's what's going on. Next up, we have some more doom metal. This is Crimson Witch with Satanic Panic. This is a band that I found on Bandcamp, just cruising through. It's just in this little kind of fold out DIY wallet. I'm not a huge fan of the packaging, but I am a good fan of the actual music. Some more kind of occult, dark themed doom metal. Uh, Pays homage to like Sabbath and the classics. You can't go wrong with that. But a band that I really am looking forward to hearing some more stuff from in the future. That is Crimson Witch. Definitely check them out if you're into doom metal, even like the stonerish doom and that type of stuff. I think you'll dig Crimson Witch. Next up, we have some progressive metal out of Norway. This features uh, uh, man, member from Bortnagar and then Ventersorg. Yeah, I went blank there for a second. This is Cronian with Terra. For the longest time, this was the only release that I heard from this band. This is their debut full length. It's not bad. I mean, it's pretty decent. Progressive metal. It has some extreme elements here and there in it as well. This for the long, as I said, for the longest time was the only project that I'd heard from them. I got this way back. I think back when Century Media was doing grab bags and stuff. So I think that's where that came from. And I heard that one, and it was just kind of a one off for me, and didn't really pay much attention to the project after that. And then the band released this one in 2012, 2013, and I think this probably came from a Season of Mist grab bag. To be honest, I don't remember how this came to be in my possession. It is the final full length that they have put out, but this one is entitled Erethims, and this one is leaps and bounds ahead of Terra. I really enjoyed this release. I'm kind of mad now that I put off listening to it, and it's been out since 2013. I mean, it's been out 8 years, and I've probably only within the last couple of years was introduced to this particular release. I dig this one quite a bit, so I'm glad. That's another reason I like doing grab bags, because I find stuff from projects that I either had never listened to before, never heard of, or had just completely written off. And this is one that I had done so, and I'm glad to have that one in the collection now, because this is a pretty solid release there. Next up is a doom metal project out of the UK that I am thankful for Ben Brain Smasher for introducing me to these guys, particularly this release. This is their debut full length from Crossvault, entitled "Spectres of Revocable Loss." There we go. Ben mentioned this in a video, not too terribly. I mean, it's been a little while now, but not just too terribly long ago. The artwork was something that immediately drew me in to check this release out first from the band. I don't know if he was playing this in the background or he just mentioned it in a video, and I was kind of at that point. I know you guys watching have seen me kind of delve into Doom a little bit more as of late, and I was just getting into wanting to dive into some Doom metal, and he mentioned this, and I listened to this, and I fell head over heels in love with this. I know my family and I took a trip into Kentucky not long after I received this, and I made them listen to this album the entire drive there and back. And eventually, they kind of got into it too. And then we have the second full length from Crossfault. This is the All Consuming. This one's pretty good. I do like the debut a little bit better, but this one is not a bad release at all. It comes in this digipack. There we go. But this one's pretty good. They also have released a full length this year. I do own that one as well. It won't be in this video because my new releases are on a different section of the CD shelf. But don't worry. You will see that one on the end of the year list. I'm absolutely positive. So you'll at least see me talk about it there, if nowhere else. Next up, we have a promo CD. I don't remember much about this. I remember liking it for what it was when I listened to it. It just comes in this little plastic sleeve. But honestly, I don't remember much of anything as far as the way it sounds or anything. I need to kind of revisit this. This is Crosses, I think is how they go by. I know it's just 3 Crosses is the band name. And there's the back. Not much to it. Just this. Dropping it. There's the actual disc, just this silver disc with the logo and the track titles, and nothing on the inside of the cardboard. Just a promo there from Sumerian. One of the better releases that I've heard under the Sumerian banner, if I want to be honest, and I really don't remember what it sounds like, but I do remember that I enjoyed it, so that's something that I need to go back and revisit at some point in the near future. When things are on the CD shelf and they're just kind of tucked in a little plastic thing like that, they tend to be forgotten a little bit just because I can't see the spine or know. Sometimes I just overlook them when I'm looking for something to listen to on the shelf. Moving on, we have some Louisiana Sludge. We've got Crowbar with the self-titled. This is an amazing release, probably my favorite Crowbar release. My Crowbar portion of the collection is a bit lacking. I do only own 3 releases. And I like Crowbar. I don't know why I haven't just kind of gone out and sought out more of their material. Some of their stuff is getting kind of pricey now. I know when I got this, it was like just a couple of dollars, and now I think you have to pay pretty decent price to pick up some Crowbar. This is my favorite. I do love that album. And then I have Time Heals Nothing. Enjoy this one quite a bit as well. They are actually playing, I think, in November at Growlers in Memphis. I hope I have the opportunity to go see them when they come through. I have never seen Crowbar, and sometimes like when bands have been around this long, I mean at this point I've been around long as well. It feels like this could be my last shot at seeing some of these bands when they come through. So for one reason or another, so I'm hoping I get the chance to go see them in November. And then I have Sever the Wicked Hand from Crowbar. This was the album that kind of got me back into them. I just kind of tossed them aside in my mind, and I remember seeing the video. For some reason or another, I don't even know where it was that I saw the video, but I saw the video for Cemetery Angels. I think I was either sitting in a waiting room somewhere, or that is highly possible with the way that my life was going there for a little bit, spending a lot of time in hospitals and waiting rooms. And I remember hearing that Cemetery Angels and seeing that video, and it was just hitting just right. I don't know, the mood that I was in and everything just seemed like it was just the perfect storm for me to see that video, and it made me start revisiting some Crowbar and kind of rekindling that love I had for the band. So I do need to pick up some more of their material though, definitely. Next up, we have some more kind of sludgy. This is like sludgy doom it's kind of mixed in with almost a industrial type feel, even dark wave if you want to get in just really into it. This is Crown with a Natron. This is actually a pretty solid release. This was released on Candlelight Records. I'm not seeing 2015, so it's been out a little bit. I liked it. I thought I was going to be getting into some black metal when I kind of blind listen to this, and I was a bit taken aback when I first started listening to it. I was not expecting this sludginess and just what I got from it, but after getting over that initial kind of recoil, I was into it. I really kind of dug that. So pretty decent stuff there from Crown. Now we move on to The Crown. This is the Swedish thrashy mellow death type band. I only own two releases from them, but they are my favorite two releases. This is one that I used to play the crap out of when around the time that I was in high school, senior year of high school, and then moving on into college. This is something that stayed in pretty solid rotation with me. This is The Crown with Death Race King. Absolutely love this release. It is my favorite release from The Crown. Kind of cheesy themes going on at times in this, but man, I just dig it. I still dig it to this day. I can put this on, and it just brings I just having it in my hand and looking at it is bringing back some old nostalgia. I kind of get the little goofy smile and stuff going on the face, but absolutely love that release. And then I have I think this was the album that followed Death Race King. This is The Crown with Crowned in Terror. Maybe I just look at these two and hold them in a little higher regard just because of how much I listened to them back when I did. But these are definitely my two favorite releases. This one is right behind Death Race King, if not on the same level for me. I love that little play on the Venom logo they have there on the inside of the artwork. That's kind of funny to me as well. But I do eventually want to add some more of their material into the collection, but I am happy that I have those two albums because they are my favorite two from that band. Changing gears a little bit, we have a black metal project. I believe they're out of a black metal band. I don't know if it's a one man band or sometimes I just take the cheap route out and say project. Somebody called me out on that in the comment section. I just have trouble calling a one man band a band sometimes. I just call it a project, and then project just kind of seeps into me talking about every other band as well. This is Crowned with Vacuous Spectral Silence. This is some pretty good black metal. As I said, this is out of Australia. I'm not going to call it atmospheric. It's not atmospheric at all, but it does have these little passages of kind of Gregorian type chants, Gregorian-esque chants going on in this. I absolutely love this. I fell in love with this one upon initial listen. I saw this going for sale. I don't remember where I bought this from, but when I saw it going for sale, I was kind of brought in by that artwork there. It made me want to check it out. I gave it some listens, and it was like an auto buy within just the first little bit of me listening to it. And I spent a lot of time with this when it came in, and it's something that I can find myself pretty much revisit at any time and still enjoy. So definitely some strong stuff on this. I like there's some riffs going on in this that I can really get behind as well. This was released on Seance Records. I don't remember the year that this came out. I know it's been out for a little bit now, but it is some solid stuff there. So definitely some of you black metal junkies need to check that one out. I think you guys would dig that quite a bit. Next up, we have a demo from the death metal band Crown Beheaded. This is Eternal Abyss of Damnation. Andrew Apollyon, the vocalist for this band, was nice enough to send me this. Sometimes I'm blown away by the generosity of some of the viewers and people that follow this channel. He was nice enough just to message me, and he was like, "Hey, I want to send you this. I don't need anything for it. I just like having the music listened to, and I am eternally grateful for that." Solid death metal. It's only 4 tracks. I wish it had been a little bit longer. This is the only release that they put out, so this is the 4 tracks from Crown Beheaded that you're going to get. I do enjoy all of them. Andrew was also a member of Blaspherian at one point. It's a pretty almost like all-star lineup on this. As I got to looking into it a little bit more as some of the other members, and I wish I could have heard some more from Crown Beheaded, but I do dig everything that is on this little demo. So thank you, thank you, Andrew, for sending me that. I am still very thankful that you were kind enough to send that my way. Next up, we have some grindcore. This is Crowpath with Red on Chrome. I believe this was their debut full length of the 3 that they have put out. This was released on Willow Tip. Believe I got this one in the Willow Tip grab bag. I do own all 3 of their releases. I know all 3 I did not get from the grab bag, but this one I think I got in the actual Willow Tip grab bag. I think it kind of did the job that sometimes grab bags tend to do, and that's introduce you to certain bands, and then you kind of either like it or don't, and if you do, you kind of move on and pick up more of their material, and that's what I did. I picked up the second full length, Son of Sulfur, which is absolutely my favorite release that Crowpath has released. This is just insane progressive grindcore nastiness. It has some kind of death metal vibes going on in this as well as a lot of grindcore. A lot of grindcore tends to kind of blend the lines between grind and death at times. Hence, you got like death grind and you know, I mean, that's just common sense. But this one is really good. To me personally, in my opinion, this is the strongest release. It's just aggressive, progressive, nasty grindcore, and it's some good stuff. And then we have the newest full length. This one is One with Filth. This was the last one that they put out. This one is not my favorite of the 3 full lengths. It's probably my least favorite, but it's not bad. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna. I guess that kind of came out worse than I meant it to. Just because it's my least favorite of the 3, it's still a worthy listen. So. Next up, we have some folk metal. Changing gears, we got a little bit of everything, I guess, in this particular section. This is kind of Celtic folk slash black metal. It has some black metal vibes going on. This is a band out of Ireland. This is Cruachan. I've always just pronounced it Cruachan. I know it could be. I mispronounce everything, so I'm sure that's wrong. This one is The Morgan's Call. Kind of Tolkien themed at times. The first track on this is called Shelob, about the spider. You know, from everybody knows Shelob from Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. That one, it's funny. It's like this folky, melodic, harmonious kind of folk metal track, and then within the same track you go from that to like just a brutal, aggressive nastiness all within that one track. Like, it's just night and day difference. That one kind of took me in. I did like this album. This one is pretty decent, and the whole album, I mean, it's got you know, kind of highs and lows as albums do, but it was enough to make me want to kind of open my eyes and check out a little bit more of the band. And then I picked up their next full length, which is entitled Pagan, and I did not like this one. This one just felt off. I can't put my finger on what I did not like about this particular release, but it just, I don't know. I don't know if it just kind of felt generic. I don't know. After hearing Morgan's Call, this was quite a bit of a letdown. And it kind of soured me on the band. I haven't picked up. They have a lot of other releases, and this one is kind of universally, now that I've kind of looked at it, universally known as their weakest album. So maybe I need to go back and find some more of their stuff, because I did enjoy the Morgan's Call, but that Pagan album just kind of put me off from the band. Next up, we have Crucifixion BR with Destroying the Fucking Disciples of Christ. Yeah, that is intense. It is kind of war metalish. It is black and death metal. No apologies whatsoever from the band on this release. It's kind of cheesy at times too. I mean, it's not reinventing the black and death metal wheel. It is aggressive. It is intense. With a name like that, you're just kind of getting this blasphemous, over the top for the sake of being blasphemous album. I mean, you kind of know what you're getting into when you see a band with an album title like that. So it is what it is. Next up, both of these CD cases are going to have cracks in them. I bought these in a period of my life where I was drinking pretty heavy, and these are kind of death metal, progressive death metal releases that came out around 2006, 2007. I want to say. around that era. I think I bought these from the artist on MySpace, if that goes to tell you. Um, so I'm surprised, honestly, just from the period of my life that I was in when I got these, that they're still intact and I still have them in the collection. This is Crew Cervix with this is the debut with My Dark Angel. A very low production on this, very almost homemade style production. I'm able to appreciate the music on this a bit more now than I did at the time. I don't know if it's just from my palate has become a little bit more experienced. I've heard a little bit more. I've kind of opened uh, up to different sounding things. And then I have Crew Cervix with Blood. Because when I first got these, I wasn't just super big on them. For some reason, they sounded better when I was drinking. I think that's why the uh, cases are cracked. I think I ordered these after I had been drinking one night. So there you go. I mean, but it's just a period of my life that I'm not particularly proud of, but at least some things came into the collection out of that period that I can look back and appreciate now. So I guess there's you got to find the silver lining. Next up, we have a three-way split. This was released through Grind State Records, so as you know, it's probably going to be all grindcore. This is Crude SS, Chikara, and Warcrust on this three-way split. Pretty good. I do like the Crude SS portion of this. Um, that's the one that seems a bit more memorable than the others. I don't remember just a ton about the others, but I did get this in a Grind State grab bag. I did open a couple of those on this channel, the kind of mystery boxes. That one was one that a CD that was in one that was actually really good. Next up, we got some thrash metal. This is Cruel Bomb with Trinity Terror. Uh, Soul Grinder Zine, Paul from Soul Grinder Zine. Luckily, I was able to find Cruel Bomb, courtesy of Soul Grinder Zine. That's another reason I like those kind of underground zines, kind of being able to get some reviews from the music. That one had a compilation CD with it that Cruel Bomb was a part of. I really dug their portion of that compilation and sought out some material of theirs to add into the collection. This is some pretty good thrash metal. Now the dog's barking, the fish gets quiet, and the dog starts barking. So next up, we have some hardcore. This one's not even out of the plastic yet. This is another one of those Bridge 9 Records albums that I've kind of shelved. I'm holding on to this one because I've heard some really good things about this, and I definitely want to check it out based on the artwork and everything. I'm just waiting to kind of, for me, when it comes to music, mood is everything. I'm waiting to be in the mood for some hardcore like this, and I will definitely pull this one off and give it a spin. I want to give it a fair shot. And as I was saying, I've heard it's actually a really strong release. That's why I'm holding on to it and waiting for just the right time to give it a listen. This is Cruel Hand with Prying Eyes. I do dig that artwork. This is one that I probably wouldn't pass over anyway, just because of the artwork. It makes me want to go check it out. So the artwork is doing its job there. So eventually, hopefully sooner than later, I will get this one off the shelf, get it out of the plastic, and give it a listen. Next up, the next two are absolutely not metal at all. Some of you older folks like me may recognize this and know what I'm talking about. This is some kind of background music, some kind of mood and vibe music. This is some Twin Peaks stuff. We've got Julie Cruz with Floating into the Night. I think this came out late 80s, early 90s, just to kind of show my age on this a little bit. I do love me some these two albums particularly, some Julie Cruz stuff, um, bit kind of new agey at times, very good mood music. Now there's an alarm clock going off from someone left a phone. I only got two CDs left, so we're just gonna suffer through. If you hear the alarm in the back going off, I apologize for that. Then we have The Voice of Love by Julie Cruz. This one may be my favorite of hers, but it's some good stuff there. Some, as I was saying, it's just good background mode music, and I used to listen to this back. I know in high school I would listen to these two albums in particular, and they would help me get to sleep at night. I could kind of play them as I was dozing off, and they worked very, very well for that. And then the last one for this video, finally, this is Crusadist with the Unholy Grail. Some more thrashy death metal. Good stuff here. This is the only full length that Crusadist has put out. I found this one through Metalhead Box, so that's a good thing about, as I was saying, grab bags, mystery boxes, Metalhead Box, is you come across some material that you probably would not have checked out otherwise, and this is what happens to be one of those albums. Pretty good, aggressive, thrashy death metal. So good stuff there. That's all for this video. Hopefully within the next video or two, we'll be out of the C's and into the D's. So that's all I've got for today. I will see you guys soon. I promise.